All right, here we are once again at StreamTV Denver, and I'm joined by Scott. Scott, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. And let me just allow you to perhaps introduce a little bit of Transmit and where you sit and why you're so important for, whether it's RSMs, broadcasters, fast channels. What role do you play in that ecosystem?
I'm Scott Young, co-founder and chief product officer of Transmit. I think, we founded the company 10 years ago. And we really found it on the premise of the biggest challenge for publishers these days is balancing the ability for them to increment their opportunity to monetize and balancing the viewer experience. And what's been happening in the industry is kind of like this cyclical lost loop of value. So it starts with premium skyrocketing, sky high media rights fees. And then it goes into, publishers need to augment the ad experience. They need to create new ad inventory. They need to create more ad breaks inside the stream. That degrades the viewer experience and viewer engagement. And then that subsequently decreases the value of advertising. So it's a cyclical effect. Our technology looks to counter that loop. So we help publishers better monetize their streaming media content. And we do that by our software, enabling it to manage the entirety of the experience from inside the break to inside the stream. And we create new incremental monetizable inventory inside of the stream itself in an addressable way. We do that in the form of L-bar squeezebacks, picture-in-picture video ads, and graphic overlays at opportune moments of time when there's a natural pause in action. And then subsequently, we power and operate a pretty vast advertising marketplace for the purpose of monetizing in-content advertising. We process over 80,000 streams a year. We deliver over 2.5 billion ad impressions on a monthly basis, and we connect advertisers to more attentive premium inventory and help publishers better monetize and increment their yield on a per impression basis.
And I'm sure AI plays an important role in delivering all of this that you're speaking about. So I know we can talk about efficiency gains and that's what a lot of people are focused on. But I wonder if you could talk about, in your experience and what Transmit brings to the table, how are you creating value for revenue for the publishers and also value for the advertisers? How are you using AI? Do you have any examples for us on that front?
We've really focused how we've trained AI based off all these learnings and data that we've gotten from our platform and our process over the last 10 years. And we've trained it to be more of a revenue creator versus just a ad optimizer. And we do that through our process of leveraging timing, context, and creative. So when in regard to timing, we've trained our system using our Moment AI technology to analyze, process, and understand what's happening inside of the stream. And that's happening on an ongoing concurrent basis. And then it knows when the appropriate time to trigger an in-content moment or in-content ad opportunity is. And that could be after a scoring moment, after a penalty, whenever there's a lull in action. So you can do that in an automated and quick responsive way. And then number two is context. So we take all that data and then we're able to funnel that to the advertiser. We're able to package detailed information about what's happening inside of that moment. So then advertisers can make ad buying decisions based off of the moments that generate more value for their intended customer. And that could be based off of winning moments, a heroic scene inside of a movie or inside of entertainment. And then the third step is creative. So now that you know all this information about what the viewer is watching, you could then funnel that into your creative messaging of how you reach and engage the intended consumer. And you can do that dynamically, quickly, and agentically, so you can maximize your response from that consumer and deliver greater value to brands. Celebrate a winning moment with the viewer that's watching their team score and offer them a deal, a special offer, things like that. And then that all comes together because really it's about, we are focused on helping publishers not look at the viewer experience as changing the viewer experience for advertising. We have them leverage our technology to change advertising for the viewer experience.
Amazing. Well, it sounds like you're very busy. It's great to see you here in Denver, and congratulations on all this implementation. It sounds like you're creating a great platform for both the publishers, but also for the advertiser and, of course, the end consumer. So thanks for dropping by.
So thanks for having me.